Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. Brand new week. Hope you had a good weekend. Great weekend. I trust it was better than mine, which was not good. Had a couple of issues over the weekend. Both of them involving kidney stones and massive, intense, excruciating pain. But when I went to the emergency room, I only had to wait 3.5 hours at one place, and I finally got sick of it and left and went to another one. And so then another hour and a half there, so I think we were 6 hours of this excruciating pain.
Wait, 3.5 and 1.5?
Yeah, that's not 6.
No, that's Keith math right there.
Yeah.
So if we put the 18 minutes
5
together along with the 7 minutes together, you got 22 minutes. You sell it with 8 minutes of ads, you got 30 minutes.
Well, look, it was a long weekend.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I hate kidney stones. What's going on, man? Are you still in pain?
It's manageable right now.
Well, it's calm before the storm.
Yeah, I know. Jeez.
So you haven't given birth yet?
No.
Oh, boy.
No, to a bouncing baby kidney stone.
What are you going to name it?
Steve.
Love Steve. Just Steve, not Steven?
No, just Steve.
Just Steve.
Not going to be formal with my kidney
Yeah,
stone.
we were wondering if you were going to make it in here or not.
Yeah, but
So were
obviously
you.
I did. Yeah, I was wondering the same thing. And thus Jeffy
Yeah.
is here as a backup just in case. Because it's Monday, and Jeffy's not usually in here on Mondays.
Oh, I'm not.
But he was kind enough to last second agree to come in and
Wow.
just kind of be on standby.
Anything for Steve.
Thanks for waking up, Jeffy.
Yeah. Jeez, I was at one of our illustrious emergency rooms on Saturday, the first one I went to, and this poor guy had the same thing I did, and so I knew he was in serious
Kidney
pain.
stone weekend.
Yeah, he was moaning and moaning out loud for everybody in the lobby, the waiting area. To hear.
Oh, no. Come on.
Like the whole time. I'm like, dude, I'm in pain too. But,
Have some dignity, man.
It only took you 3.5 hours to
Yes.
leave that emergency room, right?
Then he started barfing, and that's when it really got
Yay.
fun. Yeah, right into a bag, just sitting there in a chair. You know, there's a bathroom just a few feet away from you, right? Go use it.
Wow.
But I felt bad for him. He kept puking. He must have used up 6 barf bags.
Oh,
Wow.
I mean, over and over and over.
what was he going to name his kidney stone?
I didn't ask. I tried to stay as far away
Did he
from
just
him
set the bags
as I
down?
possibly
I
could.
love that.
Oof. Yikes.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
think when he was done, he disposed of them just in the, common
that may
waste
have
paper
made
bag.
me
Yeah,
have to
cheese.
do,
Yeah, I've been there. I had to use a magazine once.
Ugh.
Yeah.
What was it? Kidney stones?
Kidney stone, yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, hospital in Somerville, South Carolina. Hope you found your red book there on the floor. But that's
If
all
you
I
didn't,
had.
you might want to take a look because
Yeah.
it's been a while.
Been
so
a while. Yeah. I told him, man, you better send me back there or I'll just go get ugly out here.
I am disappointed because I don't have any reference point for kidney
Yeah,
stones.
that's about the only thing you've not had, right?
I know.
You got everything else: syphilis, gonorrhea, heart attacks,
Are those
Those are just-
painful?
kidney things, liver. I mean, what else?
Grown a third tail.
Nice job, Corbin.
third tail. All right, so there's a lot to get into. It won't be just whining and moaning about my kidney stone all day. We got the Afghanistan situation to talk about. We'll get to that in just a minute. But first, we got a new bingo card. It's pinned to the top of the Pat Gray Unleashed Twitter page. And if you are the first to get bingo and call us at 888-900-3393, then you'll win $35 worth of merchandise at Pat Gray Shop.
No.
At PatHead.com, right?
Yes.
Not bad.
Nailed
for
it.
Kidney Stone Boy.
There.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. So starts in the upper left-hand corner with Bronco Nagurski, as in on the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. Bronco Nagurski prepared for the second half with a fractured skull, one eye gouged out of its socket, his left leg torn from his torso, multiple bone fractures in his right leg, Nagurski hobbled out for the second half, thrilled that he was healthier to start this half of football than at any time during his career.
Okay, so is your audience listening for that entire?
No, it doesn't have to be that.
Okay, just a mention of Bronco Nagurski.
Exactly.
Okay, just.
It's difficult to mention Bronco without
Right.
that, though.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. Then we got good safety tip. Pelosi.
I know a lot of things. I know a lot of things.
Okay. All right. That's un-American, which is used. That's pretty much a free square right now. Some people did something. 1-6. The day democracy almost died. My butt's been wiped. My butt's been wiped. Jeffy saying,
Quit your whining.
all right. Another Biden clip.
You're not nearly as smart as I thought you were.
Not as smart as I thought you were.
Threw up in my mouth a little.
Oh, wow. Probably yesterday, right?
Then we've got, what's her face?
Greta?
Greta Van Valkenburg.
No, that's not it.
How dare you?
Okay. Where I lost
Keith
my
saying,
place. Keith,
There's power in the D.
unmitigated gall is the center square this time. Jeffy.
What do you want from me?
I love having Jeffy here to set up the board, man.
Yeah?
So we don't have
Great.
to impersonate him, you know?
Yeah. It's awesome. Let's see. Why is this not happening?
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
No.
Ah, there it is. Okay, this. And that usually goes along with some sort of Godfather type voice, but doesn't necessarily have to be over there. You just do what must be done and mark off the square when you hear the music over there. That's a thing. Then educational lib video.
Oh, so like if okay.
Like we've been
a-
educated by
that's a
libs
free
a
square,
number
too.
of times.
Yeah.
Can we give an example? Would that be like the woman, the girl with the orange hair?
Oh yeah, sure. That's a good
telling
one.
people to use their brain or whatever it was.
Before we post stuff on
So,
the internet.
yeah.
She's a
Okay.
good one.
Then we got Keith.
So let's use brain
here we go.
cells before we post things on the internet. Thanks.
Okay.
I mean,
Keith says. Oh, right. You just said it. I see.
Yeah, I did. I sure did. I mean, I could keep doing it. until,
Increasing exponentially. Top 1% and 2% have done exponentially better.
Okay, so exponentially is the next one. A mention of Lee Greenwood still singing
He's still going, actually.
at the Rally for America concert. What was that? 2002
Yeah.
Like
in West
that,
Virginia, the original one. Jeffy says,
Bro.
"What could go wrong?" Then we got the wow. Do we?
Oh, we haven't shut down the planet in a while, although it might be time to
coming.
really do that.
It's coming.
That's what it sounds like, shutting down the planet. Then a mention of Keith's hair.
Or lack thereof.
And Branch Covidians round out this week's really fun. I think this is going to be a fun one. Fun bingo card. So, Afghanistan turned out beautifully. I think that this couldn't have gone any better, could it? Right?
No.
No?
No.
I'm not right in assuming that?
No, you are correct in
Oh, okay.
assuming that it could
Right.
not have gone any better.
Right.
There's no possible way.
I mean, this is absolutely stunning. It took them all of a week,
No.
maybe? It's just a matter of a couple of days.
Yeah, they move fast.
And Kabul fell in a day. The capital city. Hello. I will say there doesn't seem to be a lot of desire on the part of the Afghans to defend their own country. Doesn't it seem that way?
It does appear that way. Like, okay.
How are you so bad at it? I mean, really, you couldn't put up any resistance, and maybe they didn't want to resist. I don't know. I read a quote from one of the fighters that said that their leader, their president, wasn't worth fighting for. Well, I don't know
Okay.
that. I don't know that you were fighting for him so much as some freedom for your country and some stability. And when the Taliban's in control again, you're not going to have either of those.
Gosh,
I
they've
don't
already
know if they know that, though. I mean, they don't know that life, right?
they've already started to whitewash the walls that feature women. Like there was like a store There's a storefront where like there's a bridal shop or something, and they're already painting. There it is, right there. Already painting over the women.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that is. Welcome back.
That's going to be bad. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be very bad. You remember what Biden had to say back on July 8th about Afghanistan? Let me just remind you.
Is the Taliban takeover of Afghanistan now inevitable?
No, it's not. Because you have the Afghan troops have 300,000 well equipped as any army in the world.
Oh.
And an air force against something like 75,000 Taliban. It is not inevitable.
Wow.
Okay.
Mr. President, thank you very much.
Wow.
Your own intelligence community has assessed that the Afghan government will likely collapse.
That is not true.
Can you please clarify what they have told you about whether that will happen or not?
That is not true. They did not reach that conclusion.
What is the level of confidence that they have that it will not collapse?
Well,
The Afghan government and leadership has to come together. They clearly have the capacity to sustain the government in place.
And do you see any parallels between this withdrawal and what happened in Vietnam with some people feeling...
None whatsoever.
None.
Zero.
What
you had is you had entire brigades breaking through the gates of our embassy.
Yeah.
6, if I'm not mistaken. The Taliban is not the North Vietnamese army. They're not remotely comparable in terms of capability.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be no circumstance where you see people being lifted off the roof of a embassy of the United States from Afghanistan. It is not at all comparable.
No.
So the question now is, where do they go from here? That the jury is still out, but the likelihood there's going to be the Taliban overrunning everything and owning the whole country is highly unlikely.
Could
Could he have been more specific?
Terrible.
No. And could he have been any more wrong?
Exactly. I mean, he set himself up for this moment.
Wow.
Oh, my. That's not...
1 month later, here we are with the Taliban taking control of Afghanistan.
It's going to be interesting to see if he throws his intelligence agencies or the military under the bus with the coming days, since we have not seen the man. I mean, he is literally in hiding right now. Be interesting to see what he says when he actually does appear.
What's he supposed to do? Cancel vacation?
Right.
He's already tried to blame Trump, so that much he's already done. He's trying to blame Trump for this.
Yeah. I love somebody had a tweet that showed him from the campaign, basically saying, "I'm not going to blame other people. I'm going to take responsibility for my actions as president."
Are you?
Yeah.
Wow, what clear-cut lies. And so quickly, too, to have the evidence of how ridiculous he is.
Yeah, I mean, they're literally lifting people off the roofs of the embassy.
Check this out. Here's Saigon, 1975, and underneath it, Kabul, 2021. You tell me those look nothing alike.
No.
See, nothing alike.
See, there's a mosque in the background in Kabul.
Right, but there isn't in Saigon.
Yeah, there's trees in Saigon. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Not even remotely
And the buildings
similar.
are completely different.
Totally different.
Oh,
buildings.
sure, there's similarity in the helicopters. It's absolutely
amazing.
Absolutely amazing. It's incredible. Jeez.
And embarrassing.
Yeah.
And embarrassing.
Yeah, U.S. intelligence agencies who said just 4 days ago that Kabul could fall in 90 days, then changed that figure to 72 hours. It didn't even take that long. In fact, on Friday, I don't know how old you guys were on Friday, but on Friday, a State Department spokesperson said a little something there about Kabul.
Now, without getting into a battlefield assessment every day, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
But
as a Pentagon saying this, okay.
Kabul is not right now. In an imminent threat environment.
Oh,
yeah, on Friday.
Okay, well then let's rest easy.
Yeah.
I mean, but that was so long ago.
Yeah,
Again,
exactly.
were there dinosaurs on Friday? There were dinosaurs, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Weren't there?
It was at least 90 days ago, right?
Right.
Since
Friday?
Friday?
90 days ago, I don't think there was any life on the planet.
See.
But Friday, I'm pretty sure dinosaurs walked the earth. So
are we going to change the definition of the word imminent?
Probably, yes.
So that was the
probably.
Pentagon, where they're focusing on white rage and diversity.
Oh, thank goodness they
yeah.
are, too, because you look at all the white people that raged through Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm.
The Christians, the white Christians, the right-wing kooks that took over. Wait, no.
You must have been looking at a different video.
I know. So there was quite a scene of chaos at the Kabul airport last night.
Oh, gosh,
Here's
the
a look at
traffic getting into it.
residents trying to get to the airport.
Look at that. Taliban on the march. And you're trying to get out of town with your life. Look at this.
Look at that.
And then it was like that at the airport, too, with people running, trying to latch onto planes that were taking off. I mean, just chaos. Ugh.
The airport scene is really disturbing. Let's see the people who were on the outside of the airplane.
Yeah, this is a little bit graphic there. If you want to.
Oh, this is the.
So you're gonna see two people falling from the plane here. If you look closely enough.
I mean,
oh no,
terrible.
Oh man. Yeah.
Everybody doing whatever they can to get out.
Did you seriously think you could ride that whole flight on top of the airplane? Dang. Not a good choice there.
No.
It shows you what they're facing there.
It does.
And they know exactly what's coming because they lived it 20 years ago.
Even if they could have hung on, when you get to 30, 40,000 feet, it's a bit chilly. There's a bit of a nip in the air.
Really?
Yeah, it's like 40 to 60 to 80 below zero. So that wouldn't have been pleasant for them. Wow, that's really sad.
I don't know why the Biden administration moved the date up to right when the heart of the fighting season, right? Aren't you supposed to be doing this when winter is setting in?
Yes.
And the fighters are back in Pakistan in the caves living through the winter.
Right.
Let the country establish itself for a while before.
Well, and they obviously, they're saying now that we still have thousands of Americans left there.
Well, we put 6,000 troops in there just over the weekend.
Let alone the people that were helping us and that want to come here.
And there's a lot of those. We just left them hanging.
There was just no plan at all.
No.
So sad to watch this.
Nope.
And how must the families who lost loved ones over the last 20 years in that country feel?
Well, that's for sure.
God bless them.
What do they, the thought has to be, what did they do it for? Because we just left, and as soon as we left, it was all over. I mean, I think that happened even quicker than Vietnam did. Amazing. If you're trying to sell your home in this challenging environment, you need a realtor who can get you through the process, help you make really good decisions, like whether you need to paint the house or replace countertops or cabinets or any of that kind of stuff. Real Estate Agents I Trust is Glenn's company, and when you have the kind of agents who work with us, working for you, you can rest assured that you're going to be in the hands of a capable team of people. He's carefully vetted these agents to make sure they have the best marketing plans and great track records. And so whether you're buying a home and you want to get the most home for your money, or you're selling and you want to sell it as quickly and for the most money you possibly can, go to Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name really says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
So prisoners were let out of the Kabul prison too?
Oh, isn't this fun? Watch this. I mean, the doors are open and the prisoners. Yeah.
That's all the prisoners leaving.
Yeah, look at
prison.
that. There's the prison. You see the little guard tower there?
They decided to tear up the carpeting and bring it with them?
Yeah.
You see that guy's carrying a massive carpet on his shoulder?
Is that his prayer rug?
I really like this rug. I'm going to take it with me.
Well, prison rugs.
This baby's coming with me.
You can't get them everywhere.
Right. They gotta look great, and I'm sure they're incredibly stylish.
That's the only thing. I saw a picture of some of the motorcycles in Kabul, I think, and they've got big blankets over the top of them.
The motorcycles?
Yeah, and maybe it's rugs. I don't know, but
that might be rugs. Yeah, might be rugs. Because you don't need. I don't think you need a blanket in the 120-degree Afghanistan heat right now, do you?
Do you
maybe
really do at night?
Maybe. Yeah, when it gets down to a bone-chilling 103, you don't want none of that.
Right.
You're going to be glad you took a blanket.
After it's been 160, it's still cold.
Yes, it is.
So there was a back and forth through social media between Trump and Biden over the weekend, and Rob has carefully he's made this great graphic. I don't know if you want to do the slideshow here, Rob, but Trump, of course, calls out Biden, and then
okay,
do you have the? You want to play those there? Watch this. Here we go. So here's Donald Trump's statement, Pat.
Joe Biden gets it wrong every time on foreign policy and many other issues. Everyone knew he couldn't handle the pressure. Even Obama's Secretary of Defense, Robert Gates, said as much. And I mean that. Everyone knows he ran out of Afghanistan instead of following the plan our administration left for him. That's what he says.
Yes,
he did. He says he followed the plan given to him by his predecessor. Really? When have you ever followed a plan given to you by Trump? You changed everything.
So this is the only one?
Yeah. But on Afghanistan, I thought, wow, yeah, that's a good plan. Let's do that one.
Trump made this clear. Look at
Shut up. Yeah. A plan that protected our people and our property and ensured the Taliban would never dream of taking our... They would never dream of it, okay? They would never dream of taking our embassy or providing a base for new attacks.
I want to believe that's true.
Yeah.
I do want to believe
Well, somebody was saying that if the
true.
Taliban was marching toward Kabul and Trump were president, he would probably carpet bomb the roads to Kabul.
Yeah.
And I completely believe that. Yeah.
I really believe he would have.
Too.
We didn't fire a shot. We didn't drop a bomb. So, and is it incredible that they had 300,000 troops and an Air Force? Where was that Air Force? I mean, maybe there has been footage of the Air Force, dropping bombs on Taliban, but I haven't seen any of it. I've seen no evidence that they put up a fight at all.
No.
Crazy. It's just incredible. So anyway, that's the back and forth.
Well, yeah.
Is there more?
Well, there was quite a bit more, but it's okay. It's not just Trump calling out Joe Biden. I mean, it's CNN. He's lost CNN over the weekend.
That's not possible.
Look at this clip.
So I want to show you what Secretary of State Antony Blinken told both CNN and ABC this morning.
President Biden is intent on avoiding a Saigon moment. That's a reference, of course, to the hasty and humiliating U.S. evacuation from Vietnam. But with this troop surge to airlift Americans out of Afghanistan, aren't we already in the midst of a Saigon moment?
No, we're not. Remember, this is not Saigon. We went to Afghanistan 20 years ago with one mission.
Okay.
And that mission was to deal with the folks who attacked us on 9/11.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that exactly what we're seeing now? I mean, even the images are evocative of what happened in Vietnam.
Let's take a step back. This is manifestly not Saigon.
But look at these pictures. On the left, you see that famous picture of the helicopter fleeing the U.S. Embassy in Saigon. On the right, another helicopter, another U.S. Embassy. But that is this morning in Kabul.
Joe Biden is sitting at Camp David right now, and he must feel humiliated watching these images on TV.
Let's be honest. This looks like a disaster. We're seeing these pictures right now at the airport.
This is Biden's boondoggle. This is a foreign policy disaster in the making. And it's going to have political ramifications. This has been a political disaster, and it's going to be a dark stain in the annals of U.S. foreign policy.
This is not Saigon. They're not spelled the same way at all. Afghanistan spelled A-F-G-H. Why do you even have the H in there at that particular place? It's stupid. Saigon, clearly, S-A-I-G-O-N. This is manifestly not Saigon. And he's right about that. He's right. Saigon's in a completely different place. That wasn't Saigon. That was already overrun. Why would they do it again?
Goodness. And that was CNN calling him out.
Yeah.
And what is
really
the deal?
Something.
What is the deal? Because when he went to Camp David on, what was it, Friday, said no public events till Wednesday. Nothing. I'm not doing anything. I don't know what's happening right now. I don't know if they are literally doing a lobotomy on the guy. I don't know what's going on. But the only thing that they have released is a photo from inside like the Situation Room at Camp David.
They released a
where he's signing papers or whatever.
Right. He's sitting there and he's talking to all of his crew there on the screen, Kamala, and there's so much wrong with that photo. Jeffy, what was the thing with the time zones or something? That they had the clocks on the wall that were wrong?
There's clocks on the walls that are wrong, and they're being called out for those clocks being wrong. There's the clocks on the walls show that there's a 3-hour time difference between London and Moscow. Well, really right now, like Moscow doesn't have time changes, but London actually does. But there's a 2-hour time difference between London and Moscow now. So
it's only 2 hours difference
between London and Moscow right now. Okay, but in the picture,
even 3.
The clocks are 3 hours.
So they're saying that this is a stock photo from before the time change in March,
right? And even with the people that are in the picture, I know one person said that heck of a job, White House communications shop. I figure you'd want to crop out the teleconference screens labeled CIA and Doha Station. Right, you panicking amateur idiots.
They outed the location of assets. What is happening? And then the little microphone thing on the wall. Apparently, it says like mic on. That was apparently photoshopped too. I don't know what's going on, but something. I don't know that Joe Biden's even conscious right now.
Yeah, we don't know that.
Where is the man?
I mean, we don't know that
because the one
huge crisis and he's nowhere to be seen.
The one publicly made photo is clearly photoshopped to one degree or another.
It's coming undone. I mean, if it's not going to be now, it will be soon.
Close, yeah.
It's close.
Who is
you don't during this time of a crisis
disappear
in your foreign policy. Got an absolute crisis going on, and you're gone till like almost a week till Wednesday.
Where's the Oval Office speech, man?
That can't be.
And they had changed a couple different places too originally, right? The Camp David wasn't the original place that he was supposed to go to.
Oh, really?
I think he was supposed to go somewhere else, and
on vacation.
And then they changed it to Camp David. So I mean,
because the lobotomy tools weren't available at the first location, and they're like, "Oh, we got them at Camp David."
Yes.
My gosh, who's the bigger liability for the Democratic Party right now, though? Joe Biden or Kamala Harris? I mean, seriously.
They're both bad. They're both bad. And not options for president. Neither one of them. It's great, isn't it? We're in a good place here.
Good place, yeah. And it's only day 241 out of 1461. We are 16% of the way.
Let's keep that in our
we don't want to mention
this
that.
term.
Yeah. Jeez.
I don't talk about that.
Yeah. And again, here's that tweet from Biden when he tweeted out, it's hard to believe this has to be said. But now this was during the campaign.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's calling out President Trump. It's hard to believe this has to be said, but unlike this president, I'll do my job and take responsibility. I won't blame others. This is a guy who was in the Obama administration, too.
Did nothing
who for
but
8 years blamed every negative event on George Bush. Yes. They've never taken responsibility for a single thing. Now today, Biden blames Trump for Afghanistan bedlam.
Yeah,
of course.
We were just following his pudding. You were following his pudding? Yeah, yes. We were following the chocolate pudding. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Go back to the bunker.
I mean, Saki's off too, right?
Yeah, she's off.
She's
till
off
the
running
22nd.
around. She's she's in Vogue now. I think she's in the latest issue of Vogue, which is perfect. I mean, it's just perfect for Vogue.
I mean, come on. Stop.
In her interview in Vogue, she talked about how she doesn't like people calling her nice.
Oh, yeah, that's sexist, right?
That's sexist and a little diminishing.
How about biatch? Is that better? Would you rather be called a biatch?
Wait, has anyone ever actually called her nice?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think somebody did in an interview, yeah. She didn't like it. So let's go with the opposite.
Okay.
Maybe that won't be sexist then. 888-933-93. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. Oh. And? So? Rowdy-ish introvert tweets, some who have served in Afghanistan believe the Taliban may have had many implants in the Afghani military expediting the takeover of the country. It wouldn't surprise me. Stitch Jones, 297. I think this was all on purpose, and gives the U.S. a reason to stay and ramp up a war. I don't know if they're going to do that.
I don't know either.
Jimmy Dimples, stupid question. All those people fleeing from the Kabul airport, where were their masks?
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
That is a good question.
They should all face a fine, right? They should face a fine. Everyone.
Don't let them on the plane.
Right? Mm-hmm. Kevin Davis tweets, I understand the desire to have Joe Biden resign. However, do you understand that Kamala Harris is next in line? Yes.
I know.
Yep.
It's a little frightening. Also, I noticed, yesterday they talked about how the Taliban, or the Taliban, took over the radio station in Kandahar.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I understand they changed formats and started playing the hits.
Formats. They did start playing the hits.
They have a new tight rotation now that's just 8 current songs. So they rotate about every 90 minutes.
Is it Brown-Eyed Goat, one of them?
Yes.
Brown-Eyed Goat.
Okay.
Yeah. That's number 1 on the charts right
now.
now.
One of my best tweets yesterday, though, was welcome to Taliban Radio. Good morning. Quack, quack. Just a bit of smoke in the air. Bike traffic a little backed up. We'll be reading from the Quran a little later. First, let's go to downtown Kandahar for the call to prayer. This, and what they're calling it is the voice of Sharia.
Ugh. So, the voice of Sharia. Good.
So,
good.
They're playing the hits. They're playing all the hits.
Yeah, they are. Good morning.
How long do you think, how long you figure, well, I guess you just read the Quran between calls to prayer, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
That's all you need.
Then you play Brown-Eyed Goat.
Brown-Eyed Goat.
Yeah. Talking about my goat.
Yeah. Again, they're only playing 8 songs, and so they come up a lot.
And those are the two
8 current songs. They do play some oldies, and
on the weekends, or they just
all week long.
Yeah, all week. Man. What are you talking about on the weekends, man?
It's a $1 million weekend though, all weekend long, where only $1 million hits are played.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so only the biggest of the big hits can you play on Kandahar Radio.
Oh. What a dark era that country is.
Wow. Sure is. And then, we got the COVID situation. That's one of our producers here, Daniel. His mom has been having just a really hard time since getting the vaccine.
Yes, the vaccine.
And she wrote a letter. And
I said, hey, can you tell us everything that she's been experiencing, Daniel, and see if it's okay with her. We'll share her story. And she typed up everything she's experienced since getting the vaccine. I think, when was it that she first got it? Does it say there at the top?
I had my first shot on April 24th. So there you go. And experienced no notable symptoms. The following is a chronology of the events that followed. Now, she's 63. She has 2 college degrees. Works as a legal assistant. Relatively healthy until she took the Pfizer COVID vaccine. Now, she's not against vaccines, she says. I always get my yearly flu shot, keep my tetanus and other boosters up to date. They ask me that so often over the weekend.
I know.
Yeah, your vaccines. What? I mean, who gets tetanus when they're adults? I've never had a tetanus shot since I've been have you?
Maybe
do you have booster tetanus shots?
I'm not a booster. No, I haven't.
I told him
had a booster.
I got the original in school, but that was a while ago.
I feel like I got it like when I stabbed myself with a screwdriver at one point.
That's my story.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
So you've had a tetanus?
after I tried to chop my fingers off with a hedge trimmer, the guy that greeted me there at the ER, he asked me when my last tetanus shot was. I was like, I don't know. He's like, well, congratulations. Yep. Your new answer is today.
Yeah.
So I got.
But you're anti-vax.
That's not accurate at all. That is so not accurate. I hate that.
As to my health, I was considered a high risk for COVID as I have asthma. Oh, yeah. Which has been well under control with a little medication, except for certain times during the year when the allergies are rampant. Okay, so anyway, she started having some trouble. It looks like on May 15th, she had her second Pfizer vaccine shot in her left arm. Nothing remarkable on the 16th, so the next day, muscle a little sore, but much less than expected. Not sure the exact day between March 16th and 20th, started feeling aches in my toe joints and began feeling a little tired. Then a mild headache set in, took Tylenol. Noticed a few small red bruise marks on the back of my fingers and hands. Nothing worrisome at this point. May 22nd, bowel trouble began. That set in with the joints that moved into her feet. Increased tiredness and headache. Still feeling tired, achy, having a mild headache. Then more bowel trouble on the 28th and 29th. Joint pain moved into the other joints, became more painful. Headache, dizziness, shaky, fatigue, low-grade fever, running between 99.6 and 100.4. Concerned about breakthrough COVID, so her COVID test was negative. June 1st, joint pain, headache, fatigue, more bruises. Wow. PCP finally gave me an appointment. That's a primary care physician. And did blood work. That night, I received a call telling me to go to the ER and expect to be admitted due to low platelet levels.
Oh.
My platelets were at 7,000. Normal range, 130 to 400,000. Wow. I was hospitalized for a few days. During the hospitalization, I was given daily infusions of immunoglobulin and high-dose injections of steroids. I was released with a platelet count of 152,000, told to follow up. Then hematologist arranged for outpatient infusion treatments. However, after a couple of weeks, the platelets have started to drop again. As of the last blood test, my platelets have dropped to 93,000. We continue to watch the levels, but my hematologist is concerned they will not stabilize. He's already talking to me about having my spleen removed in order to stop this attack on my platelets.
Yeah.
Okay, but so
ever since the vaccine,
right? We're blaming that on the vaccine.
Well, no, they have now told
the doctors have said
that's right. Isn't that right, Daniel? I think they've actually admitted.
Good gosh.
Yeah, this is from the vaccine.
Holy cow!
And you go back for round 2 a week from tomorrow, correct, Jeffy?
Something like that. Yeah. It's not Pfizer.
Oh, well then.
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm sure everything's fine. Everything's awesome when you're part of a team.
Thank you, and I am going to be part of the team.
You're part of a team right now.
You're part of the solution.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
For you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Except you don't have a mask on in addition to your vaccine.
That's right. You're supposed to be walking around with a mask now.
Uh-huh.
We're 6 feet apart.
You still need a mask.
Yeah, right.
You got to do all these things: vaccine, social distance, and wear a mask. Huh.
Jeffy.
Murderer.
Actually, I think you two are the murderers if we want to get down to it.
You're carrying a higher viral load now. Thank you very much.
Let me tell you about Rough Greens. We've been talking about this for quite a while now, and if you haven't tried it yet, your dog is missing out. Give this a shot. My dog absolutely loves it. She loves the taste of it, and I like what it's done for her. It's made her happier and healthier. You can tell she's just more frisky like she was when she was a puppy again. And she won't eat her food without it. It just, the taste, for some reason, it's like doggy crack. And she loves it. Now, there are some dogs who don't take to it immediately. You can test this out with your dog to see whether your dog is going to like it or not before you really dive in with both feet. Go get a free bag of Rough Greens for your dog to try out. All you have to pay is shipping. Just go to roughgreens.com, R-U-F-F, greens, roughgreens.com, or 833-ROUGH-DOG.
Pat Gray.
Now, Chet Hanks, Tom Hanks' son, is doubling down on his anti-vaccine rant from earlier in the week. Said there's, well, I'll let him tell you what there is here. This is Chet.
Hey guys,
Hanks.
So just checking in. Look, I've been kind of on the fence about this for a while. That's why I've never spoke on it. But with the amount of people that I know recently that have gotten COVID, and with like the numbers rising, I think it's important for me to say, like, I got the vaccine. I think everybody should. I think it's really important, like, that we all do this just as, like, citizens, as Americans. We have to look out for each other and get this under control, guys. So, like, I suggest to all my followers, you guys set an appointment and get the vaccine first thing. Psych! If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I never had COVID. They sticking me with that motherfucking needle. It's the motherfucking flu. get over it, okay? If you're sick, stay inside. I'm tired of having okay? Why are we working around y'all? If you're in danger, stay your ass inside. I'm tired of wearing a motherfucking mask.
I didn't know this is the one.
I bet his dad is darn proud.
That's not the...
Oh, I would have I would guess that the will has been changed. I think Dad may have changed the how much Chet gets.
Yeah, that Dad won't be pleased about that video.
No, that's different than the one that I thought I'd sent, because when I just checked what I emailed the guys in the other room there, it's been removed from Instagram. I see.
This one?
Yeah. No, the one that I sent where he is just ranting on this and saying how I believe in aliens and UFOs more than I do this stupid vaccine. So they took it down apparently.
Wow.
So they pulled this one instead.
Spreading of misinformation.
I see.
Right. Yeah, you can't have that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look for that because it's fun. Chet Hanks on the vaccine.
He's 31. So Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson been married more than 31 years.
Yeah, a long time.
How about that? It's a Hollywood marriage success
And
story.
I mean, and he's saying, he's bashing COVID and everything, but I mean, they were one of the first ones to have COVID.
Yeah, they were.
They were stuck in Australia forever.
Right. Come to think of it, I don't know that I've heard Tom Hanks speak out about the vaccine. I wonder if he has.
Oh, I think we've actually didn't we play something of him?
Maybe
it was him talking about the mask. Wear a damn mask,
yeah, it was
or
the
something
masks.
like that. Oh gosh,
yeah, I think it was the masks.
Yeah.
But I don't know that.
How about you
you're
stick
right.
it up your rectal cavity? How about you do that? Same with Dr. Fauci, who just keeps doubling down on lunacy.
That's his job now, right? Just to double down on it.
Yes. And here he is once again, talking about our freedoms.
Right now, we are fortunate, Nancy, in that the vaccines that we have are quite good against the Delta variant, particularly with regard to preventing severe disease with hospitalizations and deaths. We certainly are getting what are called breakthrough infections, which means a person who is vaccinated might get infected and actually may even spread the virus. But in general, those people are not the ones who are getting seriously ill and dying. It's the unvaccinated that are doing that. So we have
well, some of them are getting seriously ill and dying. But imagine how much worse it would be if they didn't have the vaccination. Yes, they'd still be dead, but they'd be even deader than they are now.
And remember, they're not even counting the vaccinated folks that go to the hospitals now. Remember that? We had that lady went through the numbers. They're not even counting them. We only have the Israel numbers to go through. Because they've just look, obviously only people that are dying are the unvaxxed. Well, that's because you're not counting the people that go in that are vaccinated now. Oh, it's such a game.
And he had more.
A lot of tasks. We've got to do mitigation, put aside all of these issues of concern about liberties and personal liberties and realize we have a common enemy.
Right. Put aside all of these concerns over there about personal liberties. I hate it when Americans think they should be free. You should have liberty. Put aside all of that nonsense over there.
That's not he's preached that more than once now.
Yeah. Over and over lately.
Sure.
It's cute that you think you are free, but you're not. Okay.
You need to just set that aside.
Yeah.
Set that whole freedom thing aside.
Yeah.
And do the right thing.
You know what? Right now, it's not convenient to be free. Okay? It's not convenient to the rest of us over there to be free. So set that aside until I tell you otherwise.
And I'll let you know. I'll let you know when you can be free again.
Except he won't. And neither will the administration, because they're loving this power. They are loving having control over our every move. Jeez.
Yep.
Any chance they give this away? I don't think so.
No, I love this. Grant Stinchfield tweeted out over the weekend. So in L.A., you can defecate in the street, shoot drugs in a crack tin on the sidewalk, even steal anything less than $900. But now you have to show papers to get into a restaurant or a gym? I mean, that's America 2021.
That sure is.
That's great. That's great. Just put aside your personal liberty thing. It's stupid. over there. Okay? Look, the time has come for the greater good to be the priority here. Over there. Okay? And by the way, speaking of which, the Obama birthday bash seems to have been quite a success, doesn't it?
Oh, good.
74 new cases of COVID-19 since the birthday bash.
Wow.
On Martha's Vineyard.
Oh, no.
74. I bet that didn't come from the Obama bash, though.
No.
That was from some get-together at a convenience store on the island.
Wait, there was a convenience store bash?
There was a convenience store get-together.
Yeah, there was a get-together. A lot of people got together and did some slurpees.
Over at the Quickie Mart?
Over the, yeah.
What was it like? I hated I missed this.
I didn't realize Martha's Vineyard had a Quickies Mart.
Of course they
okay.
do. Of course
Okay.
they do
All right,
over
sorry.
there. Wow. Yeah, so it's surging on Martha's Vineyard, but according to this article, it's too early to tell if former President Barack Obama's birthday bash was the cause of it. Okay, thank you. Too early to tell, said Janet Hathaway, assistant to the health board. She said on Friday if there's a cluster linked to last weekend's birthday bash, nearly at his 30-acre Edgartown spread off Great Pond, it will probably be with the serving staff. And some of those workers usually cover multiple parties on the island, especially with this. So you can't blame this on Obama.
Oh, so
they were all over the place.
There were all kinds of parties going on.
Is it a more sophisticated variant then? Is what they're dealing with on the island?
Because it was a sophisticated party, so you know it's a sophisticated variant.
Okay.
She said, we've seen an uptick of the virus since the first week in August. There's also been a huge run on over-the-counter tests. Isn't that fascinating?
That is interesting.
Again, I'm sure it has nothing to do with Barack Obama's birthday bash.
Oh, there were other parties, too.
Yeah, sure.
And that Quickie Mart thing you talked about was going on.
A little get-together there at the Quickie Mart.
So,
yeah.
Got to wipe down the Slurpee machine more often.
888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. Have some tweets here from President PostMortem. So Joe Biden wants to take my handguns, ARs, and long rifles, but he just handed the Taliban military-grade sidearms, fully automatic rifles, up-armored vehicles, and drones. I'm going to keep my weapons, thanks.
Yeah, and not to drift too far here, but there is a bill that's been quietly introduced that would tax AR-15 owners in America $2,000, require fingerprinting, stuff like that.
Oh, my gosh. Jeez.
Good times, right?
Yeah, good times.
I was really bummed that I lost mine. And so again, I mean...
Is it a boating accident like mine?
It was.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that. It wasn't...
a lot of those going around.
Yeah.
A lot of boating accidents. Stu had one, too.
Really?
Weird. Yeah, really weird.
Wow.
Sophisticated Giblets tweets, Joe also followed Trump's plan on immigration. Oh, wait. No, he didn't. Texas Lori D. Does anyone remember that President Pudding Brain didn't even want to kill bin Laden? Right? He's not humiliated by any of this. From Pew Pew One Pew, remember, White House comms was busy with their social media influencers all of last week. And
oh, gosh, that's right.
Old Soldier Radio, it's not Saigon, it's worse. We didn't arm the North Koreans or leave them a $700 million embassy to camp out in.
North Vietnamese, yeah.
Jeez, what did I say? Say North Koreans?
Yeah, I don't know what the tweet said, but yeah, you said North Koreans, yeah.
Yeah, North Vietnamese.
Yeah, whatever. Same thing.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see who screwed it up.
All
yeah,
right,
let's
see
find
who
out.
made that mistake. Yeah, North Koreans. Old Soldier.
Well, then.
North Vietnamese. That's right.
I mean, look, we all weekend, too, you think if people in Taiwan should be getting and feeling a little bit nervous. Ukrainians should start feeling a little bit nervous.
Yeah, or a lot.
What are we going to do?
Nothing
for them.
We're not going to do anything for them.
No, but what I'm asking is if Russia
Mm-hmm.
or goes into Ukraine and China goes into Taiwan, what are we going to do for them?
Nothing. We're not going to do anything for them. Nothing. We'll wave. It was nice to know you.
Honestly.
Bye-bye.
China, Russia, you guys stop that.
What country is going to trust us ever again?
I don't know how you could, really. I don't know how you could.
I don't know.
It's just, jeez. And again, what do you tell the vets? of Iraq and Afghanistan, but especially, obviously, Afghanistan right now. Just completely overrun in less than a week.
Right.
Completely gone in less than a week after 20 years of blood and treasure. Wow. Unbelievable. What is this Lester Holt situation
this is a
here?
pretty interesting... It's not even
one of the finest newsmen
of all time.
Should we give Jeffy a moment?
Yeah, do you need a moment?
No, I'm all right. Go ahead.
Okay. So this is an NBC News report that is frightening. And it should really concern Americans as the terror threat has now been upgraded in the United States. And guess who they're looking at?
Oh, well.
Watch this.
Clearly.
Yeah.
A new terror alert has been issued by Homeland Security tonight. Pete Williams is here. Pete, what do we know about this?
Pete?
Well, DHS says this new terrorism advisory is not based on any actual threats or plots, but it says there's a rise in anti-government rhetoric. Some of it is opposition to COVID public health rules like mask and vaccine measures. Some calls for violent action are based on claims of election fraud or a belief that Donald Trump can be reinstated. And DHS says the coming 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks and religious holidays later this year could be catalysts for violence.
Yeah,
the last terror advisory was issued in May. It
pause it for a
expired
second.
today. This
you know
new
when a
one
lot of
says-
terror attacks happen in this country? Christmas. That's when people
Really,
get
all
all
those
fired
religious
up.
holidays, man.
Start doing those Christmas terror attacks.
Right, and I looked at the actual DHS report.
Gosh!
And they mention religious holidays between now and the end of the year. They never do say a particular like Ramadan is what we've been told in the past. That's a important time for Islamofascists to attack countries. No, it's simply religious holidays between now and the end of the year. So.
I'd just like to point out that there's nothing bad there with Lester Holt. NBC is just reporting the news and laying it out for you. Lester's doing another excellent job.
But just remember, if you don't want an unapproved experimental drug injected into your veins, you're now a terror threat to your federal government.
Well, you are.
Well,
you are. I mean, clearly. Especially if you're white. And you're a supremacist. All right, let's see the rest of this.
was issued in May. It expired today. This new one says domestic extremism remains a threat priority, Lester.
Domestic extremism.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, but so look at those bullet points again. Look at those bullet points from DHS.
All right, let's look
we've
at
got,
them.
So you're a terror threat if you're opposed to COVID measures, if you think the election was stolen, and then
the
religious
9/11 anniversary and religious holidays.
They just tuck that in there as like a ancillary thing at the end. But
so if I do believe that there was election fraud, that also means that I think Trump should be reinstated.
Yes, and you're willing to do anything to make sure it happens.
Right?
You're gonna become extremely violent.
But maybe those little bullet points from DHS weren't clear enough.
Well, the Babylon Bee has made it even clearer.
Okay.
About U.S. terror.
Okay.
And the threats that we face. Potential terror threats from the Babylon Bee. No pronouns in your bio.
The horror.
Married with kids, work a normal job. And you didn't like Captain Marvel. You're a
terror threat.
Clear terror threat to this country.
Doesn't like taxes, finds Kamala Harris slightly off-putting, owns a Bible. Oh, boy. Wow. There's more.
Shops at Walmart. Watched YouTube anytime prior to 2015. I did. And doesn't triple mask. I don't.
Is there more?
Oh, there's more. Wears New Balances. And when you say I hate Trump, they just laugh nervously and say, yeah, he's pretty crazy.
Wow, look, it keeps going.
Homeschool.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, that's clear. Doesn't swoon and scream with delight every time they hear the name Obama.
Tell you, I'm starting to feel like I'm a threat.
Right.
Oh, I definitely am.
Yeah. Oh, no, there's more.
Invite you to join a militia to invade the Capitol building and take back the government by deadly force to usher in the second golden age of Trump. Dislikes The Last Jedi.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Is that it?
That it? I mean, there's at least a dozen up there that sound like me.
Wow, that's great.
We covered some ground there.
Yeah.
The only one I'm not doing is the second to last.
Yeah.
That's the only one that I think I can't relate to. Yeah.
The only one.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
The rest
I did not like The Last Jedi.
Jeffy is all for every one of those.
Absolutely. Definitely a threat, man. I'm starting to get nervous.
All right, let's go. I want to see what you think of this. This is a confession from somebody on 1-6.
Yeah, and I listened to the news audio in the background of this guy's video. So this is making the rounds now. It was apparently recorded on January 6th. This guy is apparently someone who was at the Capitol. And I listened to the background. This was recorded on 1/6 based on the audio I hear in the background. So let's see what you think about this guy.
All right.
Look, I just left the protest at the Capitol building, and I got a big bruise on my leg. I had a difficult time pulling off the act that I was paid to do. And I'm making this video because I want to confess that I was paid to pretend to protest today. I can't say by who, but I will just say that it's a
Yeah.
Wow.
Organized effort.
Okay, is this real? And if so, where is this guy? Who is this guy? Obviously, you could find out easily enough, I'm sure. I'm sure he can be tracked down. And I'd love to hear his story about who paid him.
Yeah.
And what they paid him for.
Probably been arrested by the FBI already.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Because the FBI just does, all they want is the truth to come out. That's
in everything.
all they
in
want.
everything they touch, that's all they want.
In every situation, they're only after the truth.
The Federal Bureau of Investigations.
Right.
That's what they do.
That's what they do.
I think the FBI is particularly upset about 1/6 because this wasn't a plot that they designed themselves, as is typically
There has been
the
people
case.
that have said that they were a big part of it, though. Not me. Not me.
Right.
I'm already a big enough terror threat.
Right,
I don't
we
want
just
to
went
add
over
any
that.
more to that list.
Yeah. I'm definitely on Babylon B's watch list.
Yep.
There's no question of that.
That is a very
that's pretty
compelling
compelling.
yeah.
Yes, it is.
Compelling's the right word for it. It's interesting, and I'd love to get to the bottom of it, because anytime you say anything like this happened, oh, you're a conspiracy nut.
Absolutely.
That didn't happen. Nobody got paid to pretend to be a right-wing Trump kook. Nobody. That was all instigated by the Trump people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was it?
Because remember, we had the video a few weeks ago that came out, and the guy had the bag filled with fake news organizations, and he had red, white, and blue stuff, and he's like, you got to dress the part, man. You got to dress the part.
Yeah.
Remember that? He had a guy with
in his
him.
driveway. They were getting ready. Yeah.
And the one guy from Utah who had been seen at multiple Antifa protests.
Yeah, he went in with a CNN reporter.
And he went in and was there and taped him or recorded himself.
If you don't think this is a setup from the start, man, you don't understand your government.
Certainly something is definitely wrong there.
Right. Again.
Something's definitely wrong.
And the FBI is going to get to the bottom of it.
But you know what? 1/6, we can all agree,
was the day democracy almost died.
I mean, it was so close. If they had stolen one more podium,
yes,
I think we would have collapsed.
Right, right.
We would have collapsed.
So yeah, when the Taliban, when they stormed the presidential palace in Kabul, did they take a lectern? Did they?
Oh, I don't know.
Did they wear Viking helmets?
No,
because now our government will take them seriously.
Yeah, right. Yeah, if they were to do that.
But I don't know that they did.
I don't think they did something that egregious. They just used. They just used AK-47s. That's all they did.
And they just sat in. I saw some pictures, and I don't know that they were actually true or not, but where they were sitting in the Afghanistan's president's chair already.
No, were they really?
They were sitting in his chair already. Yeah. So.
Wow. So
good stuff.
Okay, good. Stephen in North Carolina, you're on the Blaze. Hi.
Hi, I just want to talk about my recent vaccine experience.
Oh, okay.
Excellent.
Well, I got the first dose of Pfizer on the 10th.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why I got it is because I wanted to see if a magnet would stick to my arm. And it did. And it did.
And it did.
I'm not getting a second dose.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not getting a second dose. I just wanted to see if it would work the first time.
You got to be kidding me.
And
You did it as an experiment? Is that true?
Yes, it's true. I even sent it into y'all's Twitter.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right.
Didn't see it.
All right. Thanks, Stephen.
Well,
Appreciate
since
it.
it's on Twitter, it's true.
Wow, that's a good motivation.
Right?
Let me see if I can magnetize my upper arm.
Let me put these unknown chemicals into my system forever to see if my arm will stick to things or things will stick to my arm. One of the two. Maybe even both. I think he's having a little fun with us there. I think he was not maybe
Funnin'.
entirely
It's
serious.
funnin' a
You're
little.
just funning. You're just jiving.
Just funning?
Just jiving.
Coming up in a few minutes, we've got Nick Greer from Built Bar.
Nice.
From Built.com. You don't have to do the bar anymore. That part.
Is that what we're having on for, to thank him?
Yes, for removing the bar part of BuiltBar.com. So now it's just Built.com. He, of course, did that deal with BYU that I think has changed everything before everything got even going. I think this is probably the template that a lot of companies are going to use now.
Too. Yes,
because they got some
It's a good way
serious
in.
goodwill for it. So we'll talk to him about that. He's going to pay for the walk-ons, 36 of them. He's going to pay their tuition, just a decent amount of money, and then he's going to give at least $1,000 to every other player on the team.
I don't know if you know this. I'm going to remind him, but I'm a walk-on as well.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
You're a walk-on
I'm
here?
a walk-on as well.
Okay.
And so if he wants
What position do you play?
If he wants to kicker.
You're a kicker?
Yeah, I'm a walk-on kicker.
Wow.
So,
wow.
I mean,
Okay.
if he wants to, he could just send me. I think I was going to be charged like $38,000. And
by whom?
By the college.
Oh.
The university, yeah.
Okay, what university is
the
that?
university that that Built is promoting.
888-900-3393. 888-900-3393. A little while ago, we played the Chet Hanks, Tom Hanks' son, talking about the vaccine. He's not in favor of it.
No.
Surprisingly. So the apple has fallen a little ways from the tree here, apparently. This wasn't the one we played. Was not the one that Keith intended, although it was good.
Yeah.
But now this is the one where he says
UFOs and aliens.
Oh yeah, he believes more in the UFOs and aliens.
Oh, okay.
Check this out.
I'm gonna keep this real simple for you guys. Real simple.
Good.
Okay. Just like you have the right to be mad at me because I said I'm not gonna get the vaccine. Oh, I can't believe he said that. I'm so mad. Just like you have the right to be mad, I have the right to not get that shit.
Thank you.
I wanted to, but my immune system said it's good. Okay, it doesn't need to be tampered with.
Thank
okay?
you.
It said it's good. Okay, let's be real. 99% of you mother wouldn't use a shampoo that's not FDA approved, but you're willing to get some experimental government injection. Okay, there's more evidence for UFOs being real than that vaccine being healthy for you.
Okay. Just saying.
If the aliens are out there, ready for y'all to come get me. Let's
Yes.
get the out of here, or am I gonna need my vaccine papers?
I bet his dad is pissed.
Oh.
He's got to be pissed
Oh, I thought you were
off.
going to say proud.
No, he's pissed. He's pissed.
Chet's got some nice ink, too.
He's got a lot of it, I'll say
I
that.
know.
Yeah, he's all tatted up. Also, the Honolulu fire chief, I'm not sure about his tat situation, but
This is sad.
He's being forced into getting the vaccine by today or else.
I may not come home, and I gladly do it with a smile on my face, because that's who I am. That's who every one of us is. Every firefighter, every policeman, every paramedic, every EMT, every lifeguard. We run in when everybody's running out. We jump in front of the bullets when they're being fired. We swim into the 40-foot waves. And I have to choose between that career that I've committed to or putting an experimental drug that I don't know what it's going to do to me in my body, or I got to give all that up. I guess for some people it's an easy choice, but for some of us it's not. It's a hard choice.
Mm-hmm.
There's 1,000 first responders out there right now who are so lost, so confused. Because they think this is it. This is the end of their lives, the end of their livelihood. You know how hard it is to get in a fire department?
I do.
You know how many guys test for this job every year? And now I gotta pick between. Anyway, that's what we're dealing with.
Sad.
That's what us first responders are dealing with. And I know the people of Honolulu. I know you know it's not your guys' fault. You're not doing this to us.
Well,
and you don't have to worry. We're going to show up every day. If they're going to fire us, they're going to fire us. And that's up to them. Well, we'll be there for you. We're going to be at work, don't worry. If we're not there, it's because of them. It's because of the mayor. It's because of the governor. We want to be there. We signed up for this. This is what we want to do with the rest of our lives. We want to run in. We want to stop the bullet. We want to swim into the 40-foot waves to save your lives. That's what we want. That's what we want it to be.
It's Hawaii.
And if we're not there
It's a big
on
wave.
the 16th,
It's Hawaii.
Yeah.
you can call Mayor Blangiardi and thank him.
Wow. That's really sad. I mean, the guy's pleading for, freedom, really, to not get the vaccine.
And Americans,
you're whining.
Americans are having to make this choice in all
everywhere.
sorts of jobs.
Everywhere.
I mean, everybody's going through this.
And that's fine with you.
But Jeffy's cool
right?
with it, yeah, because
you're
he's
fine.
already rolled up his sleeve. He thinks he's
Yeah.
good to go. He's
Yeah.
Superman now. Okay.
They're giving him a choice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Stop
yeah.
talking.
Yeah, there was a choice that he didn't have to make when he got the job, so now it's retroactive. They're grandfathering it in.
Look, if
by
wants
the way, to keep your job now, you must be vaccinated.
he wants to continue to go into those 40-foot waves.
Yeah, that seems like a big wave.
It does seem like a
Seems
big
like
wave.
a big wave.
It seems like maybe you'd wait for it to pass.
Yeah. I feel for him, though.
I know.
That's an
Well,
incredibly difficult.
Hawaii has turned into a nightmare.
Oh, yeah. They don't even want you on the island
No.
if you're not vaccinated and wearing 18 masks.
Correct.
So, I wonder if this will hurt their probably not, because we've got short attention spans. People will forget about it. But it should hurt their tourism. All right, you don't want us there in this particular time
It most
period?
definitely
How
has
about I
now.
never go back
Yeah,
there?
it most
How about
definitely
that?
has now.
Yeah.
And they're arresting people. No, I mean, they're arresting
I know,
people.
it's crazy.
I know.
It's crazy. Sydney locked down now. In Australia, where 924 people last report had died.
Yeah, and
since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Right, but such a surge here the last week of numbers.
Okay, how many in the?
They had 5 people die.
5 people
in a week.
In a nation of, is it 25 million?
That's right.
I think
More
so.
than that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
the lockdown measures.
That's almost everybody.
The lockdown measures have worked. That's what you're saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Oh.
No.
Misunderstood.
Really not. Yeah,
Sorry.
You did misunderstand. So the residents of Sydney now and its home state of New South Wales will now face fines of up to $3,700 for violating coronavirus stay-at-home orders, which were extended Saturday following a record number of daily COVID-19 infections in the area.
They can't arrest all of you.
New South Wales Premier Gladys Berejiklian said at a news conference that fines for stay-at-home order breaches have been increased from 1,000 Australian dollars. What is that, about $8 US?
I don't know. Let me check that
to
out.
about 737 to 5,000. Wow, or $3,700 according to Reuters. While local authorities had been considering easing some restrictions by the time Sydney's 9-week lockdown. 9-week lockdown. Supposed to end on August 28th. Limits on activities are likely to continue. They said likely that September and October are going to be very difficult. Yeah, that's what they keep saying, and then they're surprised. Oh, I guess it wasn't. Remember when What's-Her-Face from the CDC said she was expecting very dire times or whatever, and then everything got way better. Way, way better. Now it's turned since then, but still, they don't know what's going on. They don't know what's going to go on.
No,
they don't have any idea on
They
any
also
of
said,
this.
get the vax and you don't have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Remember that? I mean, Biden himself said that. Yeah.
Yeah, not so much.
That stuck for a while, right?
Not so much.
Yeah, Australia, man, there is videos all over the place of people at their homes when the police show up. I mean, it is madness there.
We'll talk to Nick Greer from Built Bar and Built Brands. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Joining us now is Nick Greer from the Built Brands from Built.com. Nick, welcome.
Pat, what's going on? How are you?
I'm doing really well, thank you. And you?
Oh, good.
Good.
I'm doing great.
You and I share we share a common obsession, I think, and that's BYU athletics, right?
I guess so. I had no idea.
Yeah. Love it. I live and breathe BYU football. So I was really excited to see what you did with BYU. How did you come up with that particular way to go about the NIL situation?
Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, you look at the NIL, it was all about the individual, and we were trying to look at something. Hey, how do we disrupt this? How do we look at something different? And we love BYU and the underdogs as far as the walk-ons are concerned. And when we started hearing the stories of some of these walk-ons, who I know personally on some of them and others I don't, it was like, let's do it. Let's figure something out for these boys, and let's maybe shake things up. But we couldn't imagine it shook it up this much. So
well, yeah, you really turned it upside down, because the prevailing theory was that all of the haves are going to have more, right? Like the star quarterbacks. And I mean, we got a kid in Southlake who skipped his senior year of high school, Quinn Ewers, going to Ohio State because he's already signed a 7-figure deal with the NIL licensing thing. And that's the way this thing was going. Bryce Young signed an $800,000 contract with somebody. And so all of the upper echelon players were starting to make these amazing amounts of money. And then you just flipped the whole thing on its head, which is really incredible. So if some haven't heard, what you explain to us exactly what the deal includes.
I mean, what we did is we went in and essentially negotiated a deal with the players, and where all 123 players on the team benefit, where they become employees of Built, and but all the walk-ons, all 36 walk-ons on the team, we're compensating them, giving them money that hopefully they'll use for tuition. So it's enough to pay for their tuition.
That's awesome.
And
So actually, the walk-ons will make, in some cases, more than some of the star players.
Oh, they will.
Yeah.
Oh, they will. All the walk-ons will. They will.
It's really something. And so, did you work with the university on this, with your team? How did this come to be?
Yeah, I mean, listen, our team we've been working on this for months as far as trying to do something with players. We even looked at individual players. Even on July 1st, I have to say, I mean, we got hundreds of inquiries directly to Built and the Built brands asking us, hey, we're open for business. I'm a college athlete. And it just didn't make any sense. And so, we started going down this path with BYU, and what an awesome opportunity. And this is only the beginning.
Yeah. And you've worked with the university on certain deals, sponsorship deals before, right?
We have.
Yeah.
I mean, past businesses, current business, but always supporting that university. And we just feel honored to be part of it.
And by the way, just for full disclosure, we've Built is obviously a sponsor of this show, and we absolutely love the Built bars. And we're so relieved that we don't have to type bar at the end of.
Oh, you have no idea.
Oh, terrible!
That was
we just
such a chore.
Energy.
Now, was that more of a move to expand past just the Built bars?
Listen, I mean, at the end of the day, we're not out there competing against protein bars. It's that candy bar space.
Yeah.
And so the Built brand itself, that's what's important.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Nick, congratulations on this. I'm sure people have been in touch with you from all over the country for how you did this and how they can do it too. I'm guessing this is going to be emulated around the country, right?
I hope so. Pat, listen, I hope at the end of the day, let's go help those underdogs. Let's go help all these student athletes. Let's figure out how we turn this into building future leaders in the future in our communities and businesses. But I hope it turns into that type of conversation.
Me too, and I think it will. Well, congratulations on such an amazing and innovative way to start this thing off, and congratulations on having such a fantastic business. Appreciate it.
Oh, thanks to you guys.
Thanks,
really
Nick.
Appreciate the support.
All right,
talk to you
thanks.
soon.
Bye. Built bars, by the way, delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I just got to add that at the end of it. Absolutely delicious.
Delicious.
And again, so much easier to get than they were before because you don't have
Yes.
to type the bar into
Thank
Built
you.
Bar.
Oh my gosh.
Anymore. I broke my ring finger.
Did you really?
Yeah, trying to type the A on the bar. I don't know why my ring finger was
Really?
on the A because it's usually your pinky,
Right.
but
still.
I mean, I'm not judging.
my
but-
hands were going so fast, and then my finger just happened to hit that A, and it broke in half.
I
painful.
I'm sure
Wow,
he didn't
painful.
want to talk about it, so I didn't bring it up. But I did want to ask him. I wonder how how the Olympics sponsorship went with them because.
Did he sponsor the Olympics too? Because I
this
didn't
was
watch any of the
Olympics, too.
coverage.
And a lot of people didn't.
Yeah.
And I wonder how.
Oh, I bet there's some refunds coming back.
Yes.
Some chargebacks on the way to
Yes.
sponsors because they were down. Was it over 50%?
It was a lot.
It was a ton.
It was a lot.
It was one of the worst showings from event to event that
And
I've
I'm
ever
sure,
seen in my life.
his answer is he's happy to be a part of the Olympics, and it should
Probably,
be.
and it's
he's
kinda
happy
cool.
to support the athletes.
It is so
Absolutely.
weird.
But you do expect a little in return.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
An investment.
NBC they always do the Olympics. I mean, that's just their thing for at least
Yeah,
the
they
last
spent billions of dollars.
20
on
or
that.
30 years. That's
Mm-hmm.
been NBC's gig. You think you might, as a company, and especially a news organization, maybe less often you would, stop tearing down the country, stop promoting these
Right.
these anti-American points of view.
Yes.
This Green New Deal bullcrap that's going to destroy our nation.
Well-
you might want to lift us up, especially if you're the home of the Olympics.
In light of a 50% decrease in audience,
surely
you would think
You
they'd
would
get
think.
the hint, but I'll bet they won't. I bet they won't. They'll attribute it to something completely different.
It was COVID.
Yeah, it was COVID.
People
Or-
were so occupied about COVID.
Or it was a time difference, which
Yeah.
probably
Time
did have something to do with it, but I'm guessing the lack of patriotism had a lot more to do with it.
I think so too, and I also think that they spread it out across. All of their platforms.
Yeah.
And at some point, you get watered down.
That's true.
I think we need to sit down and revisit the idea that maybe not every platform needs to carry everything.
Yeah. When it's on 65 channels, it gets a little confusing to us because we're not that smart. You know what I mean? So we're like, well, it's on 65 channels. Which one do I watch? I guess none of them.
Do I
'cause
watch
can't,
ping pong?
I can't decide, so I'm not going to go to any of them.
Do I watch surfing on
doesn't make sense at
20
all.
or ping pong on 30?
I would have liked to watch ping pong. That is
That's fun stuff,
some
right?
amazing stuff when those guys get
I
going
wonder
like
how
that.
I wonder how those minor sports. I wonder how they did with the ratings.
The miners were playing sports?
Yeah. Okay, dear God.
Are they coal
Were they
miners?
digging
or
coal?
What are they?
I didn't realize that was an Olympic sport now.
Biden likes miners. He does. Coal miners.
Well, yeah.
Gold miners.
Sure.
He does. He likes them.
Keep lying to yourself.
All
Any
right.
kind of miners.
Yeah,
888-900-3393. And at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. By the way, Homeland Security knows that you're a threat to the nation, as we mentioned, and that opposition to pandemic measures constitutes terrorism, as we talked about. And now the Southern Poverty Law Center continues to have people like us on their list, even 9 years after. Remember the Family Research Council attack?
Yeah.
David Barton.
Yeah. David Barton's on the list. The Family Research Council is still on the list. And they call it their hate map. So what happened? Somebody went out looking to kill people on the hate map.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I mean, here is a direct correlation between somebody's list on the web and somebody's rhetoric, in this case, Southern Poverty Law Center's rhetoric about these being hateful groups, and somebody who takes a gun to them and tries to kill everybody in the place. Just unbelievable. Now, Nothing speaks to the SPLC's inhumanity as much as its behavior after the shooting at FRC. That's according to Jerry Boykin, who's, of course... I
love it.
Yeah, he's awesome. The executive vice president there at FRC. Rather than remove the map used by a terrorist to attempt to kill dozens of people, the SPLC doubled down and even expanded its list to include other nonviolent conservative Christian and parent organizations who oppose the SPLC's political agenda. Can you imagine if this was flipped around?
Oh, man.
And it was a conservative groups list, and they attacked some liberal organization like, I don't know, Planned Parenthood or whatever, the outrage would still be going on.
Sure would.
And remember, this government, the Department of Homeland Security, has now said if you oppose COVID measures, masks, and vaccines,
you're on this list.
You're on a terror watch list now. Yes. And next, they floated the trial balloon that maybe we'll do a thing where you can't travel between states unless you have your vaccination card.
That'd be a good thing to do.
Yeah, that's not going to separate us. That's not going to tear this country apart once and for all.
Not in the least.
Oh, my goodness. But if you oppose that, you're on our terror watch list.
Unbelievable.
I mean, they're already
Seriously.
kind of doing that with air travel, right? But I don't know how I don't think you could pull that off, state to state travel. I mean, they get away with it in Honolulu and Hawaii because you have to, I guess you could boat in.
Mm-hmm.
You could hop on your little boat if you could get over the 40-foot waves and get there.
Yeah, right.
But the driving state to state in the U.S., I don't know how you pull that off.
Are you going to set up checkpoints at the borders of the states? That doesn't...
I don't know how you pull that off.
May I see your papers, please?
Right.
Seriously,
come on now.
If you don't think that you're being set up by this government, you are not paying attention.
Big time. Yeah, big time.
And start paying attention.
Something I meant to mention last week, which is another problem that we face, is in addition to being terrorists, we're also racists, of course.
Well,
yes.
And the media loves it when they can latch onto something they think is an example of just how racist these white people are. These white baseball-loving people that go to baseball games and yell the N-word at opposing players.
Hate them.
Man, I can't stand those people. Do we still have the video? Because we didn't get to it last week.
So the way this was set up, and I'll admit, when you think that it's the N-word going in, then your brain hears, oh my gosh.
That is the N-word.
That's the setup. That's exactly what he's saying. It's
no.
not what the guy was saying at
That's
the
not what
Rockies
he's saying.
game.
Do we have that?
Yes, we do.
Okay, here it is.
He's not saying it, y'all.
Listen to this guy. Okay. That was not the N-word. But everybody latched onto the fact that a Colorado Rockies player was calling one of the Miami Marlins the N-word.
The fan.
The fan. And so that was clear evidence of what
Yes.
a horrifically racist people we are. Well, it turns out...
Well, they were calling for this guy to be kicked out. Don't ever let him in another baseball game for the rest of his life. Get rid of his tickets, season tickets, everything.
Put him in jail.
Yeah.
Beat him with sticks.
Let's hang him upside down.
Poke him with pickle forks. We got to do something to this guy.
They didn't actually want it.
Yeah, they wanted to poke him with pickle forks at one point.
That's horrific.
It is. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I got it.
So what was he saying then?
They listened back to it, and he's yelling, "Dinger! Dinger! Dinger! Dinger!"
Because he's yelling toward the mascot who is across the way there.
And there you draw the line to Dinger. Dinger.
Ha. But if you go into it with that, with your assumptions being colored before you even go into it, then you're like, oh my gosh, this guy's heinous.
Yes, the media was so excited about this blatant, clear-cut white supremacy situation. This Rockies fan yelling the N-word multiple times. Yeah, no. No. But it was a great way to show how dangerous and terrible white people are, and they lost that particular example. But as soon as it was discovered that it was Dinger, not the other word, nobody wanted to talk about it.
Right.
They didn't even want to correct the record.
Why do that?
Why would you?
Yeah.
Yeah, why would you? No, I'm sorry, we're not going to.
You just stop talking about it.
You're not going to take that from us.
Yeah, you just don't talk about it
right.
anymore. It's like,
yes, and you don't say, by the way, we were mistaken on the N-word at the Colorado Rockies game the other day. It was Dinger that he was saying.
The guy that's hanging outside the stadium with those
swinging on a
10,000
rope.
pickle forks in him, don't mind him.
Yeah, don't mind him. But he wasn't screaming the N-word. Darn, if we'd only found that. Oh, well. He deserves it anyway. He's white.
Just leave him there.
He's white.
There's a black guy on Twitter who tweeted out, "What's up, my dingers?"
It's funny.
It's funny. Yeah, I like that.
See what he did there?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I got it.
He substituted dingers for the other
You're
word.
not nearly as smart as I thought you were.
All right, 888-900-3393. I read this incredible article last week, too, with all this nonsense that's going on. You know, and the Me Too is kind of the organization that brought down Andrew Cuomo.
Oh, yeah.
And he's certainly not the only one that's been brought down by that. I mean, the 15,000 deaths of nursing home patients, that didn't bring him down. Nah, don't worry about that. It's a little multiple death order among friends. What? So? But he did get brought down by the Me Too situation. So anyway, last week, while this was all going on, this really lengthy and interesting article came out about Ryan Adams. I'm not even that familiar with the guy. Keith, you know who he is, right?
Yeah.
Singer?
Yeah. This what you're
Played
about to bring
with a
up.
band called Whiskey Town?
Yeah, so Stephen Kent was a guest on At the Mike Show, and he is a big fan of him. And I wasn't aware of this either until he brought this up. This guy's life was completely ruined.
Completely torn to shreds. And it was all, not all, but much of it was based on this one experience with this up-and-coming female singer who was about 20 years old. And apparently Ryan Adams kind of took her under his wing. And she then claimed that he sexually harassed her.
Sexually harassed her, not assaulted.
Right. I believe it was harassed.
Okay.
But here's the thing. They had a consensual relationship going on, you know, where they were intimate with each other.
Okay.
And then apparently, you know, it went sour, and then she started throwing around all of these charges. And this was, I think, the main thing that brought him down. Now, his record company canceled him. The concert venues all canceled him.
All because of accusations.
All because of these accusations. Right. Nothing was ever proven. He obviously didn't go to court. Nobody proved anything against him. It was all just a bunch of hearsay. Now, Mandy Moore was his ex-wife, and she threw out some stuff too that he was, I don't know, mean or yelled at her. Or didn't support her in her music career.
And he's a white guy too, right?
And he's a white guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a white guy. So the article accuses Adams of threatening to not release. Oh, it was Phoebe Bridgers. You know who you ever heard of her? I don't know these people either. But Phoebe Bridgers is the woman that he took under his wing. And she accused him of threatening to not release her record after their breakup. Okay, so they broke up, and then she says, and then he threatened not to release my record.
But did he?
Yes.
Okay. But he did threaten that he wasn't going to.
Now, see, that's the thing. And this all happened, I believe it went down in 2018. And so for almost 3 years now, he's been at home like a recluse, living just by himself with no friends. His friends all dumped him. His record label, everything in his life went to crap. And he said he's recorded many unknown people, both male and female, at this studio that he has. And ultimately, he says in 2015, he did release her 3-song EP, Killer. And his publicist announced its arrival in a press release that quoted Adams calling Bridgers. So here's a guy who threatened not to release it.
Right.
But then he does.
In the heat of the moment, he's pissed and he says, I'm not going to release your stuff.
And I don't even know if he said that or she's
That's
just
what she's
accusing
just alleging.
him of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he puts it out, and he has his publicist announce that she's a musical unicorn who could make a jar of sand sound like Blood on the Tracks, which is a Dylan song, as you probably know. He also hosted a live event for the studio releases that included a performance by Bridgers. at a beloved record store in Nashville, and there was national coverage of it in Entertainment Weekly.
So it's obvious he didn't do enough.
He didn't do a dang thing for this woman, and he said he was going to. So this is the main claim against him. He did all of these things and did it well and gave her a huge boost. And I guess she's a pretty big star in her own right now, thanks to him.
But since we have all these accusations, his life is ruined.
He's persona non grata now, and nobody wants anything to do with him.
Wow.
Is that amazing? I mean,
sad.
It's really sad. I guess the other thing that he did, according to Phoebe Bridgers, she was invited to tour as his that's another thing. She was invited to tour as his opening act.
Okay.
So not only did he
he pulled that out from under the rug. That didn't happen, right?
No, it did.
Oh,
It did.
okay.
Yeah, just ahead of her debut album, he had her be the opening act. She told the Times on the first date of the tour, Adams asked her to bring something to his hotel room. And then she says, I came upstairs and he was completely nude. No, he didn't touch her or do anything to her, but I don't know if he really did this, but he says he has no memory of it. He also notes that he rarely sleeps in hotel rooms unless he's ill, which is confirmed by crew members. He sleeps on his bus almost every night on the road, usually parked at a hotel, generally going to his room only to shower. So maybe he was nude because he was showering one day? I don't know.
Oh, so now you can't even answer the door nude?
No.
Okay.
People have gotten that picky.
Okay.
Is that incredible, Jeffy?
What did he ask her to bring to the hotel room, I wonder?
I don't know.
That's what I
She
want to
doesn't
know.
say. But his longtime female roadies said the idea of him standing in a hotel room doorway naked is something he would never do because he's very self-conscious about his body.
How did this ruin this guy then?
That's the thing. So how did it ruin this guy? When it sounds like, and I don't know him, he might not be the nicest guy in the world. But this sounds like a bunch of crap to me.
Yeah.
It sounds like a guy who had his entire world destroyed, and it was just completely unfair. Just completely unfair. And, apparently now people still won't have anything to do with him. I mean, this article was really long and really interesting. And the journalist says he kept asking the journalist, you're going to kill me with this, aren't you? You're going to the whole time he was doing it. Because the guy is so sensitive now and has lost so many friends and has had so many things canceled on him that he just doesn't think anybody's going to...
But the facts are the facts, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's really sad to see what's going on. Just another indication of where we are.
Alleging something about someone
doesn't make it
a
so.
fact.
Right. We need to get back to, due process. Let's give people a hearing, trial, something before you destroy their
And
entire
Jeffy,
life.
Stop answering the door in the nude, dude.
Yeah,
Throw up.
It's probably a bad
Pat
idea.
Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.